ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of The Nerd Chronicles. This is your host, Christian Paul speaking. Alright? This following episode here contains graphic content that may not be suitable for definitely children and some other viewers involved, which could involve graphic language, visual graphic content, and or both. Viewer discretion is advised. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of The Nerd Chronicles. This is your host, Proud Lane, certified better male simp mangina, whatever is no game. The socially awkward nerd, Christian Paul, is up in the building, ladies and gentlemen. And what we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is what I call the Battle of the Alpha Males. And basically, how they basically, in this case, how they basically deal with their relationships, shall I say, in a way, right? They basically talk about this debate and whether or not how they allow their women to dress and all that other stuff, you know what I mean? In which, like, Ethan Klein's wife, Gila, who they both share children together, basically the TikTok dude that came by is basically claiming that Gila basically dresses like a hoe, or in other cases he basically dresses way too raunchy for his tastes. But this is like a clear-cut classic example of every single relationship basically runs differently. It depends on the taste of the couple. It depends on the mindset of the couple, as long as they're both in agreement together. If they actually agree in hints or anything like that, just a little bit reluctant, it can cause a problem in the relationship down the line. But as long as they both cool with it, and it's been working for a while, ain't nothing wrong with it, right? So in a practical sense, it can vary from couple to couple, but we are actually going to try and dig into all the juicy details of what's really going on in this whole debate. So let's get right to it.
Here's one about what girls can't wear. So let's see. Let's take a look at this.
So if you're dating a girl, is there things she can and cannot wear? Well, it depends. I mean, fashion is so broad. So I'll have to see. But if she's dressed,
so the gentleman that you see that's speaking, his name is Sebastian Georgiou, right? So that's basically what he came by up by the H3 podcast.
With her, there's absolutely no reason why she should be dressing like that. Whose attention are you trying to get if I'm not there? If I go out with her, that's another thing. You should only care about my attention. If you're my wife, there should be no other attention from a man that you should care about other than mine. At all. Except for your father and your brother. That's it.
So your stance is you can look pretty when you're with me, but if you're not with me, you need to not look pretty.
I don't think he said anything about not look pretty, Ethan. He basically was saying that you can't just be too raunchy, like in your wear. You can still be, you can definitely still be pretty while actually still being discreet at the same time. But let's see what Sebastian thinks.
No.
Okay.
Wrong. My stance is you shouldn't dress provocatively unless you're with me.
What's provocative?
Like showing a ton of cleavage or wearing as little clothing as possible.
Wearing as little clothing as possible. Okay, so it's cool when they're with you, but if they go out looking like that, it's not okay.
And I mean, no, I would say even when they're with me, I wouldn't want them to do that in public.
Okay.
And that's normal for like a lot of relationships, and that's even normal up back in the days of the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s as well. It's basically normal and common for actually couples to actually act this way, and with like wives and moms dressing very decently and with class and not being provocative, showing cleavage and abs, and actually just being way too tight with ass and all that other stuff.
Okay.
What's the problem?
Well, it's a little insecure.
No, it's not.
Now, this is the problem that I have with Ethan. Why would you be so concerned about someone else's relationship rather than actually trying to focus more on your own? Right? How is that insecure for a gentleman who wouldn't tolerate a woman basically dressing provocatively when they're around him right up in the general public? That's his girlfriend, that's his wife. They're a couple that they live together. They have their preferences on what they like to do. That's their business. If you, Haley, have an issue, if you're very comfortable with from your wife dressing very provocatively and she wants to actually just dress up like a hoe and a slut, however it may be, that's your business. That's mainly between the two of you. No issue, no found. That's your right. That's your wife. That's your family. You do whatever you want to do. We're not going to bash you on that. All I'm saying is please don't bash him on what his preferences are, and please don't bash their couple on how they run things as a household when they own affairs. That's their business, not yours. Worry about yourself.
It is a little bit.
It's a preference.
Well, no, it's a
not.
preference.
There we go.
Well, in this video, because you're kind of walking it back, so we can move on if you want. But in this video, you say, dress sexy when you're with me, but not when you're not with me.
It's misconstrued. He's basically saying not sexy, be dress up too much like a hoe or a whore. You can still dress sexy as long as you dress discreetly with him. And you can still be pretty with him. But, everybody interprets it differently, right? Uh-huh.
But now you're saying don't dress.
Never dress.
Don't dress.
I'm not saying dress sexy. Women can dress sexy and not provocative.
There we go.
You can dress sexy and look tastefully good without showing like your tits and your butt and whatever. But
it's a preference.
Yeah, I would say
it's a preference based on your.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Like it.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
It's not.
No, that's fair. If you have that understanding with your partner, I think that's totally fair. But this
it's not insecurity either. It's not insecurity.
There we go. No, it is not.
It is. Like, let's follow the.
No, it's not. Ethan.
You're basically.
It is the preference that he prefers to have. That's his right. Right. For instance, if they don't if a man basically doesn't want his woman to actually like not be dictated with like a like a hairstylist that's male or a nail stylist that's male, he does not feel comfortable about it because he may have had like some bad dreams or bad trauma that may evolved in like with like previous exes that he had that he may have cheated with, and he does not want that same experience to literally happen to him again based on that past trauma. It could happen, right? Every man is different. Every man has their own different set of preferences. How can that be insecurity? Ask yourself this.
It's not. Would you want your wife out there?
Okay,
Would you want your wife out there dressed like a hoe?
Flip it right back to him.
Well, the definition of a hoe, I guess, is I'm not quite sure what that means. But you're
simple.
Would you want her out there dressing or wearing?
But a hoe is the straightforward definition. Basically, like a 304, a hoe 304 for short is basically like a woman that basically sleeps around promiscuously with like various guys. You know what I mean? Out of wedlock, without marriage, all that stuff. Basically shares a body with literally random dudes, running the train, all that stuff. That's a 304. That's what basically what a 304 is.
As possible out in a club.
What I want hold on.
He's deflecting.
Hold on.
No, answer the question.
Okay, well, let me show you this.
Like, it's a yes or no.
Okay, well, hold on.
Yes or no.
Is my wife dressed like a hoe here? Because I just want to get your. She posted
you see
this.
Would you is actually basically deflecting, based on the outfit attire.
Yeah.
Would you go out to dinner with your wife dressed like that?
Of course, she wouldn't go like that. I mean, why? But do you?
I don't know why she's posting. I mean, that's you and your wife's relationship.
No, but I just want.
There we go.
Say what you want. Say what you want. I'm trying to understand your point. Do you think she's dressed like a hoe right now?
Yeah,
you can say yes. It's fine.
Yeah, I wouldn't want her posting. I wouldn't want my girlfriend posting pictures like that.
Okay, because that's a
Instagram.
Preference from insecurity.
No,
right?
it's not. It is not a preference from insecurity. It is specifically a preference. Insecurity is actually trying to worry about what other people are doing out of fear that they could try to outdo you or actually try to get your girl. Stop worrying about other people and actually start worrying about your own relationship and your own issues and problems.
Because
no, it's not.
Because
I don't want that.
Yeah, because it makes you feel insecure.
No.
It doesn't make me feel insecure.
How does it make you feel?
Secure.
How does it make you feel?
I don't like the hold on. How that girl's portraying herself, like how she's basically advertising and like saying like, look how nice my body looks for the entire world to see, for the entire public to see. I don't like that. I want her to just save that for me.
Why don't you like
what I like?
But
I
why?
just don't want other people seeing it. It's mine.
Are you not?
It's mine.
It's yours. It's yours.
It's my wife. I don't want everyone to see her body.
She's
It's my
yours.
wife. Yes, and
do
I'm
you-
hers.
Okay, and so, well, to me, I don't want to
100%,
control.
yeah.
I want my wife Hila to be as powerful and confident as she wants to be. I'm not threatened by other women looking at her in a way that they think maybe she's attractive or maybe she looks hot or whatever, because I trust her, right?
Right.
She knows. Well, hold on, hold on. I know that there's no one else out there who's going to tempt her away from me, and I want her to feel powerful and confident. Okay.
Not insecure is what you're saying. That's all.
I don't think I'm insecure.
That's
Right.
what you just said. I'm not
Yeah,
insecure.
yeah.
I'm the same with my wife.
Yeah.
She's with me, and nobody's going to do anything.
Exactly.
She's not going to do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I just want you to dig a little deeper and explain why you don't like it, because it's yours, because she's yours, and nobody else can
she's
see
my
her
wife.
body.
There we
Nobody else
go.
can see her body but you.
Yes.
Even if she wants to
100%.
show.
And none of them are actually controlling either, because the moment with that, basically, according to Sebastian, if Sebastian's wife actually dressed provocatively in public, he's not going to try to control her and actually trying to change, who she is or anything like that. He'll just simply walk away. That's all it is. Just walk away.
Even if she wants to show it, because she wants to feel
She
sexy.
doesn't want to. She doesn't want to.
I know, but you're a role model and you're putting this out on your TikTok. This is what you're putting out. I know you guys have a preference, but I'm talking about your influence on men.
Right.
So if she wants to go out and dress sexy and look good, you're against that.
Yes.
That is right.
I'm against her dressing provocatively. She can look nice, of course,
Because for
dressing
women,
provocatively.
putting on makeup and dressing sexy and going out, it makes them feel powerful. It makes them feel good. It makes them feel confident. It's not necessarily about wanting to fuck other dudes.
It's what it is what makes them feel powerful about it is when they go out and they dress really nice. What gives them the power is the attention that they get. It doesn't have to be a guy walking up to them. It could be a guy looking at them.
Okay.
And that's what gives them the power. It's the attention from other men.
Okay.
And if that weren't true, then they could dress up and
It
look
is
amazing
true.
and just
That's true,
and they
he
could
said.
stay in home, or they could look in the mirror and without anyone around.
So they can dress
And
hot but stay at home.
I don't think that if I have a girlfriend, she should have a desire to go out there and even seek the attention from other men, because the attention she gets from me is enough to
But
fulfill
don't we
her.
all
That's
crave
where I'm standing.
validation? Like, don't we all crave validation in some way?
You should get enough validation from your wife, and your wife should get enough from you. She should be
There
inspired
we
by
go. And you should start actually validating yourself first before you actually try to get the attention and validation from other people. You have to find the security. You have to actually love yourself primarily and seek validation for yourself before you try to seek the validation of others, especially if you're like significant family members or your significant other partner, whether it be boyfriend, girlfriend, however it may be, right? Help yourself first, make yourself happy before you're able to make others happy.
you. And maybe if you had a six pack, she would be more inspired by you, and she wouldn't post thirst traps on Instagram. But you should be inspired by your significant other.
Okay, so me not having a six-pack is promoting my wife to seek male attention because I'm not hot enough, because my attention is not worth it.
Maybe if you took care of yourself, Ethan, and you were in better shape, maybe she wouldn't. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying maybe.
No,
she
it's a good
wouldn't. Who knows?
hypothesis. It's a good hypothesis. So if I was hotter,
maybe not.
If I was hotter, she wouldn't feel the need.
Not hotter. If you took care of yourself.
Yeah.
If you don't have to be hotter.
Okay, if I was skinny and I had a six-pack.
If she saw you and you're like, wow, he really cares and respects himself.
In other words, what Sebastian is basically saying, if you actually take better care of your health, you probably have much better odds.
Mm-hmm.
And I like his attention, and I don't need to go out there and look for attention from guys in the comments or whatever.
See, don't you see you're insecure?
No.
Because I know
It is not insecurity.
Yes, it is.
It is
You
not
are
insecurity, Ethan. Not at all. Because they're worried about themselves primarily. They're finding insecurity within themselves. Basically trying to let them do what they want to do, as long as they're trying to confide in other folks. If he's not comfortable having like his woman dress provocatively, because that's in terms of him, she does all of a sudden defies it, he can just simply walk away because he knows his own value.
Secure, dude.
Okay.
You are threatened by the other attention that people give to your significant other. You're threatened.
I'm not threatened by it at all. I know that there's not going to be other guys out there that can compete with me for my girl. My girl loves
I don't
me.
even need to compete.
I just don't.
I'm not even thinking about competition.
I'm not threatened. I'm not threatened. I just don't like it. It doesn't threaten me. If she wanted, look, Ethan, if she wanted to post a picture and I said, look, I'm not comfortable, I don't like it, and she did it anyway, that's
Right.
fine. She can do it anyway. And then I would just be like, hey, this breaks the boundary of the relationship.
He
This
walks
breaks
away.
the sanctity of the intimate relationship I want to have with my wife.
Right.
I'm going to just split here. I'm going to go find a girl that respects me. It's not about insecurity. It's just, this is my
Respect
preference. This is how I want to
boundaries.
conduct my
That's
life.
his right.
I like to take control of my life and live my life the way I think
That's
is best
fine.
for me.
But you're putting
And you don't
out
like to do that.
messages to
You don't
young
like-
men as a role model, self-proclaimed role model.
Yes.
You refer to your girlfriend as she's yours. I mean, she's a human being, right, with her own desires.
is.
She's not an object.
Yes, absolutely. She is mine, and I'm hers.
Yes.
We are to die for each
Don't
other.
you feel a little slutty when you walk around with your big biceps out and shit?
I only put
they
on this
big
shirt
biceps?
so that I could show you guys that I work out.
Are they
That's
big?
a little
Most of the time
fucking
I'm wearing a hoodie.
slutty, bro. Are you looking for validation from people in chat? Because you're cross.
I'm just trying to show you guys. I'm just trying to flex.
But
Show
why?
you guys what's up.
No, but like you think
That's
that
not
it's
even
funny.
big biceps.
You think you're being funny, but you actually just totally undermined everything you said. You're putting out your biceps. Why are you doing it? For validation.
I'm not doing it for validation.
You just said you
No,
wanted
I'm
to
not.
show it off. You just said you wanted
Ethan,
to
it
show
was
it
a
off.
Yeah,
joke.
he's joking.
Ethan, I just put on a shirt and I'm
Okay,
I'm
but okay,
talking
so it's
to
a
you right
joke.
now.
But you're
I'm
honest-
sorry that my biceps are big and you're looking
We'll
at them.
cover
is
up.
like that.
I'm sorry that my wife has big, beautiful titties.
I'm gonna go take a piss real quick. Can you guys give me
Yeah,
like 2
absolutely.
minutes?
Please, yeah, please go ahead.
I'm trying to see if they can try to scroll down here.
Inspiring, I would say, considering I was.
Women can't be
Pretty
inspiring
overweight.
with their bodies.
I mean, there's nothing inspiring by taking off your shirt and showing men your tits. It's
That's
not
what you're
inspiring.
doing. You literally just took your
That's
shirt off and
exactly
showed
what
your
you're
tits.
doing in that photo.
Yeah, but the difference is I trained extremely hard.
Well,
and
What
I
about the
dieted
girls who
properly to
train
get those.
extremely hard and then post? Like
Yes.
Ela is
Yes.
training right now with a trainer
Yes.
for a few
That's
months.
exactly what Hila's photo was.
That she's showing off.
Okay, I
Yes,
didn't
they're right.
know that. That's great.
Oh well,
Good.
I think
Sure.
that's super inspiring that she did that.
But
Well,
don't
yeah,
you see
if
how
you're- if
silly
you're
you're
training
being?
and
Inspires me
Sure.
actually.
Don't you see how silly you're being? You go, oh, I didn't know that. But it's like, everybody who's posting pictures, like, there's a lot of them just feel good. They want to show it off all their hard work.
There's different contexts, right? These things are a lot more nuanced. Like if you're just posting a slutty picture versus if you're like working out and you're showing your core or like your progress in the gym, like before and after, that's a different context.
Okay, so gym
did-
progress
understand
pics
that?
are good.
Right.
It's a different context.
So
You
if a
can't- you
girl
can't
posts
disagree with that.
herself in like tight gym pants and like a bralette to show off progress, is that cool? Or is that slutty?
Look, I still wouldn't want my girlfriend to do that. Just
Yeah.
my personal preference.
Right.
But it's okay. I understand that if you want to show people your progress and you're proud of it, I'm all about that.
Yeah, but don't you see it's a little silly? Because it kind of all qualifies as that when people want to show off and feel good.
No,
'Cause we're all working on
I just think it's
ourselves.
context. Yeah, sure. I just think it's context.
Yeah, because
but-
this video you're putting out as the self-proclaimed role model says women should not ever do that because that means they don't respect their man. Like, this is you as a role model talking to
There
men.
are things she can and cannot wear.
Because now you're adding nuance and context and stuff, and you're walking stuff back, and you seem more human, right? But like when I watch
Well,
this,
this is how I
well,
am.
hold
This is
on
how I
though,
am.
because
Of
that's not
course-
what you're
of course
selling.
on TikTok.
That's not what
Of
you're
course,
selling.
Of course, I'm not selling anything.
Yes,
of course,
you are.
on TikTok,
You're
things
selling
are taken
yourself
out of context,
as a
and I have
self-help
no
person.
control. I have
Stop
no
it, it's
control
your
over that.
people.
No, I don't. I
Oh,
don't have a self-help
what happened to being an
course.
alpha male, bro? You don't have control of your own social media account and the
I
people
never-
you pay.
I never said
Well, who
I
would want to
was.
be? You're
I never-
incompetent. I have
I
control
never
over
said
my
I
shit.
was.
That's pretty hot.
I never said I was. Ethan.
You
I
say
never said I
that you
was.
pay
and
them.
You know,
You pay them.
You know.
You pay them.
Listen.
You said you
right.
pay them.
Listen. You. Okay. Are you done?
You said you pay them.
Yes, I do. Are you done?
Well, now that yes,
Can I
I'm done.
speak?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. I never said I was an alpha male. I don't sell any self-help courses. I don't do any of
You're
that.
inspiring.
Okay. I'm just trying to inspire people. Sure. And I actually forgot what I was going to say, unfortunately.
All
but
the interruptions.
That's
hopefully
okay.
it comes back to my
Let's
mind.
go back. Let's go back. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, don't you sell courses though about like being a drop shipper and shit?
So I'm glad you asked. We actually have a free course.
You have a free
and
course,
people
but
can go in. Yep. People can go and join that for free. We just launched our first paid course yesterday.
So you do sell stuff.
And yes, as of yesterday, I sell paid.
Because you just said you don't sell stuff.
I said I don't sell self-help stuff. God, Ethan, you are so annoying to argue with. You just like
your ideas are inconsistent.
You're picking at like the tiniest little details like that. You're just arguing like such a child.
No, but that's what it feels like to you. But I'm picking at your logical inconsistencies because your opinions, they're like.
You would have been a good lawyer, Ethan.
Well, thank you.
No, I'm listening to you.
But they're not small points, right?
Am I right, Olive? I just thought of that.
They're not. Yeah. They feel annoying to you because like you don't have adequate answers because your whole identity is contradictory. You're on one hand selling this image. And you're not selling it, right? People don't have to buy to watch your TikTok, but you're branding yourself as a self-help guy, and you put out videos like this about what women shouldn't, can, and cannot wear. And then
yeah, I'll say this. One of the main reasons why I don't discuss about relationships with me too often is that every single couple has their own test where they want to try and run some things or not. And I get some folks that actually want to try and basically be an influence on other people on like how they should set their standards and what standard that they should wear and all that stuff. Again, more of the story is worry about yourself. I know Ethan here, I see what his wife is basically mainly doing. Wish you guys the best of luck. But stop worrying about what other people are literally doing and actually start worrying about your own. More so, you should be more so worried about the consumer rather than actually worry about more so the influencer if they're being fed misinformation. Give them like thorough, actual, credible sources, credible statistics. Not try to have them really run off the mouth. And then let them make a final decision from there. Right? And as for Sebastian, wish you well based on what you do. I know you don't really actually sell that much self-help courses. I know you basically have mainly like a job system, how you have your stuff in. But end of the day, it's y'all lives. Y'all live how you want to live it. Y'all just basically how you have a right to run your relationships however you want. That's basically at the end of the day. As long as you treat folks with equitable respect. You know what I'm saying? Treat folks really respectfully. And make sure that your partners, your spouses, girlfriends, however it may be, make sure they respect you. And I will leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen.
Juicy!